Hello, I didn't see you there.
Welcome to the Historian Victorian on channel 1847.
Where we put the history in Queen Victory. Hello, Mr. Steinman's 7th period class. I am Brenda Prescott and this is my colleague Amanda Ryans. And we'll be exploring the Great Victorian era in which we currently live in.
The year is 1847 and Queen Victoria currently rules the United Kingdom since 1837. Our time period is filled with revolutions and improving technology.
The potato famine has been ongoing since 1845. The Irish are struggling to survive and their crops are weak.
Also coming up on channel 1847 is a tribute to King George III, who passed away 27 years ago. We will also be doing a live broadcast of a museum tour, proper dance etiquette, and an interview with some of your favorite tragedy actors.
Tune in to find out more.
Thanks for watching the Historian Victorian, the best news show of the Victorian era. Thanks Brenda and Amanda for that introduction.
Okay everyone, I'm Patty Shaw and this is Sue Tanu.
In today's broadcast, we will be exploring the proper etiquette while dancing.
We'll be meeting up with Tom Du and Dee Gage to learn the proper ways to dance in London.
Tom and Dee requested us to meet them during one of the many performances today.
Okay, let's go.
Hello Tom and Dee. Would you like to begin now?
The first custom is that a gentleman must perform the Grand March, First Waltz, and Last Waltz with his lady.
A lady must be escorted to and from the dance floor.
A gentleman should never approach a lady who he has not been properly introduced to.
A lady can capture a gentleman's eyes through fan gestures.
A lady can refuse a gentleman's request for a dance. A gentleman should remove sabers and spurs prior to dance. Ow!
A gentleman should refrain from smoking,
Spitting,
fighting,
and using colorful language.
And now, the typical day. First, the chores must be completed.
After that, on Saturday at sundown, the dancers go to the dance.
Dancers are issued cards with their partners and the type of dances to be done.
We begin with the Grand March and First Waltz.
The music continues until midnight.
Then a break for supper.
Then, they dance until dawn.
They then go to church the next day.
Okay folks, that's all we have. Now, on to plays with Susan Iglesian and Natasha Grant. Thanks Sue, I'm Susan Iglesian.
And I'm Natasha Grant. Today we will be visiting some of the biggest actors who dominated tragedies in the 1820s. A few members of the Kemble family.
Okay, let's go.
We first have the head of the household, John Philip Kemble.
Thanks for having me.
Next, we have Sarah Siddons, John's older sister.
Wow, look at me.
Next, Charles Campbell, the younger brother. Thank you for the opportunity.
And last but not least, Fanny Kemble, Charles's daughter.
Hello. So, what do you remember of your parents?
Or grandparents.
They taught us all we know. Yeah, every night after dinner, we would practice until the maids finished making dessert.
How wonderful. Now, this is a question for you, John. What is your favorite role that you have ever been in?
Oh, I thought it was Hamlet, seeing that it has brought me all of my success.
Thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful day.
Bye. Now on to Penelope Artins and Isabella N. Telly, live at the Purple Barn Museum for a tour. I'm Penelope Artins, here at the Purple Barn Museum with our tour guide, Mr. Blue.
And I'm Isabel Telle. Let's get started.
Welcome. Here we have J.M.W. Turner's Rain, Steam and Speed. Turner is a British artist and made this just 3 years ago in 1844.
Wow, I'm shocked.
And here we have William Blake's works. He paints strange and unusual animal hybrids with gold tempera and spiritual vision.
Is that my son?
These paintings are famous for complex emotions, showing imagination, and being during a time of many improvements in technology.
Indeed, these artists were all romantics and were writers and thinkers who rebelled against rational thinking. There is a lot of emotion and feeling.
There are no bright or modern works.
This really shows a lot about society.
As you can see, these paintings are a very serious subject. Artists often work outside, painting with dark colors and painting fast with big brush strokes.
In 1840, tubes of paint were created to make painting easier outside.
I hope you enjoyed the live broadcast of the museum tour.
Now on to Harriet Gardner and Linda Planter at the Irish potato famine.
Hello, I'm Harriet Gardner, here at the scene of the potato famine with my colleague Linda Planter.
Indeed, Harriet, the catastrophe here is simply unfathomable.
Just look at the effects.
To help these poor souls live another day, you can donate 1 potato to 1-800-Steinman.
Today, we will discuss this famine, as well as the brave people affected by it.
2 years ago, disaster struck!
Potatoes were the only food of rural Ireland.
There have already been so many deaths due to malnourishment, and many have left their homes in hopes of better living conditions.
The new potatoes, which were grown in late August, look perfectly fine.
But then, a strange-coloured sky zoomed over the fields of potatoes.
The potatoes were covered in black spots.
A probable cause for the potato famine is assumed to be evil fairies fighting over the potatoes.
Each tribe wants them for themselves.
The most sinister fairy is Fair Leah. Another belief was that the potato famine was a punishment for those who wasted the potatoes in the past. Scientists call the black spots wet rot.
Here we are with 14-year-old Diana O'Donovan Rosa.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us your story.
I helped my family dig out reddish-colored tubers. My father then lifted them from the ground, and they were stable despite the weather. My 2 brothers and my sister sorted the potatoes, and we put them into clay pits. We later checked them, and the potatoes were rotten.
Thank you for your time.
Now here we are with Mr. Foley.
Hello, I'm a simple farmer from the county Wicklow.
Tell us about the sky.
The old people say they never saw such a colorful sky before.
I'm deeply shocked.
Now we will discuss some precautions to take against this famine.
To safeguard from the Leyla, sprinkle some holy water to protect your potatoes.
Some people are stealing turnips, but we highly advise against that.
Some men herd the cows, cut the necks, drain the blood, and then stitch them back up so they are okay.
This blood can be used to make a soup that can be fried with mushrooms, which is rich in iron and protein.
We hope this will help you with your troubles. Now to a tribute of King George III. Hi guys, it's me, KG3. I hope you enjoy my life.
To begin, I was born in 1738 in London, England. Hey, there's me.
When I was 12, my father, who was the Prince of Wales, died. I was really sad.
William Pitt then controlled England and, spoiler alert, would go on to be the Prime Minister of Great Britain.
So, growing up, my mom was very strict.
She influenced me with her ideas so that when I later would become the king, I would have her morals.
I was not very good at school at a young age. My mother was not happy with me.
So my mother got me a tutor, John Stewart, who helped me to do better in school.
I never even knew how to read until I was 11.
When I was older, I fell in love with Sarah Lennox, but my mom, like usual, was not happy.
Instead of Sarah, she forced me to marry Charlotte Sophia of Mecklenburg-Strelitz.
Our marriage was more out of duty than love.
In my adulthood, I had many hobbies and interests.
I loved theatre, yet despised tragedies.
I found interest in learning about as many things as I could.
Also, I enjoyed hunting and horseback riding.
Eventually, Charlotte and I were happy and had 15 children over the span of about 20 years.
I'll let you in on a little secret. I wrote in an agriculture magazine anonymously under the name Ralph Robinson.
In the beginning of my rule, I struggled with balancing the financials and keeping the country stable.
However, for 12 years I stood as a symbol of stability for France.
Before the Revolutionary War had officially started, I created many acts that might have caused it.
I closed the Boston port, did not allow any troops to be quartered in American homes, sent most trials to England to be unfairly ruled in my favor, and made the Massachusetts Charter annual through the Regulating Act.
In 1778, I went insane.
The doctors kept forcing many medications on me and hoped for success.
Luckily, I got better briefly.
Because then I went insane again in 1804.
In 1810, I died.
Thanks for watching the Historian Victorian, the best news show of the Victorian era.